The Teachers College out of Columbia University is an organization that's really based on research for what kids need most in reading and writing. What we like most about the Teachers College is their foundation is what they know kids need based on hours and years of time in classrooms with kids. So they have spent years, decades, working with kids to research what they need, and then they have created resources to help our students achieve their best in reading and writing from that work. We really wanted to find a resource that was based on research and what we know is best for kids, opposed to a typical publishing company that is really just going to sell you a bundle of materials. When you get a new textbook or you adopt new materials, most of the time a salesperson will come out and train the teachers for a couple of hours on just what the materials are that are in the bundle. They don't necessarily teach you how to use it or how it's going to reach the learners in your classroom. It's really more about what is there. With Teachers College, they really teach you how to teach it to your kids. How do you individualize these resources for the students in your room? So that's really where the Teachers College came in for us, and the affiliation with them was most attractive is because it's based on that research component. When we think about our affiliation with them, what that looks like is a 10-day contract with them. So it's 10 days of professional development with our teachers and with our students. I think that's most critical. Typical professional development for our teachers is you go to a conference and you hear how something is done in somebody else's classroom, and then you have to figure out what might that look like in my classroom. And with Teachers College, they send a staff developer here to Maple Glen, and they work with our students in our classrooms and with our grade levels, and I think that is so powerful. We know that research tells us that it takes 49 hours of professional development for teachers to really make an impact in their classroom from that learning. And most of the time, what we tend to do is go back to how we were taught in school. So that 49 hours is critical, but that's also a lot of time. And when we looked at the Teachers College, we knew that that was going to give us a really powerful opportunity to help reach our learners where they are and grow them to their potential.
Boys and girls, today I want to teach you that when you love a book so much, you don't want to keep that to yourself. You want to share that with other people. So I want you to think about, for today, inventing a way that you can share that love of reading with others. Off you go. Being in an affiliate school and having the Teachers College here at Maple Glen was so meaningful, and so just the authenticity of having that PD here firsthand in our classroom with our students. That experience was just something that is not typical. The students working with the staff developer and the teachers in the classroom, and our staff developer would stop and talk with the teachers, and we'd be able to ask questions right then and there. That learning and feedback, just the impact was the impact of having that is second to none. I just don't see how that can be even replicated unless it's designed in that nature. A lot of my colleagues, we've talked and thought how awesome that would be if they could come back.
I like reading workshop because when I'm in a book, it feels like I'm literally in a book.
I like reading workshop because when I shop for books, I put books in my book bin that I'm itching to read, and when I read, I follow the adventure.
I like reading because, like, if you're in a good book, it gets really good and the suspense gets really high.
The book that I love is, it takes me somewhere else, and it's not like if it's too loud or something, it just takes me to a quiet place and I don't have to listen to all the noise.
I like reading workshop because I feel like it helped me to understand books and characters better, and it made it easier for me to explain to other people like what was happening in a book.
We really wanted to make sure that we provided this opportunity for our teachers, and one of them said, I used to think that a reading conference was all about listening to kids read and checking for fluency and accuracy, but now I know that it is a deeper conversation with kids about books. They can have really in-depth conversations about characters, plot, theme, predictions with supporting evidence. So amazing. Most professional development, you don't come back from and say those comments. You also aren't able to go back to your room the very next day and start doing it. But we know that our teachers, if they met with the staff developer in the morning, they went right back to their room that day and they were able to start doing some of their learning with their students 30 minutes after their professional development. And that is profound professional development. And we just are really thankful for the year that we've had this year, and we're really hoping to continue that work with our readers and writers as we move forward, and continuing to provide those supports for our teachers so that they can do what's best for our kids and they can support all learners across the spectrum through this work with Teachers College.
Would you want Miss Brittany to come back and work with you?
Yes. Yes.
Why? What do you think? Why would you want her to come back and work with us?
She's so smart, nice, kind.
Mm-hmm.
She taught us a lot.
Do you think the teachers learned a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so would that help all of our teachers here at Maple Glen then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Miss Riley.
Um,
Even though all of them are already awesome.
mm-hmm.